In the 1990s, American muscle cars weren't just about power. They were built to dominate the quarter mile. Let's take a closer look at the fastest muscle cars of the 90s and how they became icons of speed. Number 15, 1990, Chevrolet Corvette ZR1. To begin with, the 1990 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 is incredibly fast because of its powerful engine. This car uses a 350 cubic inch V8 engine with 32 valves made mostly of aluminum. It was designed with the help of Lotus and built by Mercury Marine. The engine creates 380 horsepower at 6,200 revolutions per minute and 370 pound-feet of torque at 4,200 revolutions per minute. That much power helps the car move quickly and makes it one of the fastest muscle cars of its time. Next, one of the biggest reasons the Corvette ZR1 is so fast is its acceleration from 0 to 60 miles per hour. It can go from a full stop to 60 miles per hour in just 4.5 seconds. This shows how fast the car reacts when you hit the gas. The engine's strong torque and lightweight parts help the car launch forward almost instantly. Even more impressive, the Corvette ZR1 can reach 100 miles per hour in only 10.4 seconds. Another thing that helps this car be one of the fastest is how quickly it can go over the quarter mile. The ZR1 completes the quarter mile in 12.8 seconds, reaching a speed of 111 miles per hour by the end of it. This kind of performance is what makes it stand out against other muscle cars. The car's 6-speed manual transmission shifts smoothly and handles all the power with no problem. In addition, the tires and brakes also help the car stay fast and safe. The huge Goodyear tires in the back are very wide and grip the road well. These tires are supported by strong brakes made in Australia, which helps stop the car quickly after a fast run. The brakes can stop the ZR1 from 70 miles per hour in just 170 feet. Lastly, the Corvette ZR1 is not just fast, it's smart too. It includes a special key to lower the engine power for safety and sensors that warn you when tire pressure is low. All of these features together make the 1990 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 a true quarter-mile beast and one of the fastest muscle cars of its time. Number 14, 1994, Dodge Stealth RT Twin Turbo. Unlike most muscle cars of the 1990s, the 1994 Dodge Stealth RT Twin Turbo didn't rely on brute force alone. It blended speed with smart engineering. Under the hood was a 183 cubic inch V6 engine, boosted by 2 turbochargers. This setup gave it 320 horsepower and 315 pound-feet of torque. That kind of strength helped it rocket from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.2 seconds, making it one of the quickest cars in its class at the time. Next, its quarter-mile time proves just how quick it was. The Stealth RT Twin Turbo could finish the quarter mile in only 14 seconds, reaching 98 miles per hour by the end. That level of performance made it a serious competitor on the drag strip, especially when compared to other muscle cars of its era. Following that, the car's all-wheel drive system added even more to its performance. Instead of just 2 wheels doing the work, all 4 got power from the engine. That helped it grip the road better during launches and tight turns. Even when the pavement was wet, the Stealth kept its balance and delivered strong acceleration. Adding to its advantage, the car also had 4-wheel steering. This meant the back wheels could slightly turn to help the car handle better, especially at high speeds. It also had an adjustable suspension system, which let drivers pick between a comfortable ride or a sporty one. This made it good for both cruising and racing. On top of that, the 5-speed manual transmission gave the driver more control. Though some people felt the shifter was a bit loose, it still made gear changes quick and smooth. However, the tall gear ratios sometimes made the engine feel a bit slow to respond during highway driving. Even so, the Stealth had some small drawbacks. The dashboard controls were hard to reach, and headroom was tight, especially for taller drivers. However, these were minor issues compared to the power and performance of the car. All things considered, the 1994 Dodge Stealth RT Twin Turbo earned its place in muscle car history with its mix of high-tech features and true speed on the quarter mile. Number 13, 1993 Cadillac Alante Northstar V8. For a car that came at the end of its production run, the 1993 Cadillac Alante Northstar V8 brought something new and powerful to the table. It was the first Alante to get the strong 280 cubic inch Northstar V8 engine. This motor had dual overhead camshafts and gave the car 295 horsepower along with 290 pound-feet of torque. That kind of power helped it go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 6.9 seconds, which was very quick for a front-wheel drive luxury roadster. In addition, Alante's quarter-mile time showed that it had real performance under the hood. It could finish the quarter mile in only 15.2 seconds. That time was impressive for a Cadillac meant for comfort and cruising, not just racing. Even though it was not a full-blown muscle car, it had the speed numbers to make it feel like one in a straight line. Also important was the transmission that came with the car. The 4-speed automatic transaxle worked with the engine to move power to the front wheels. It was smooth and helped the car stay stable even when driving fast. The automatic made it easy to drive while still letting the driver enjoy the power of the engine. Furthermore, the Alante came with a high-tech active suspension system. It adjusted how the car rode based on the road conditions. That helped the car stay steady when speeding up or turning. The ride was smoother than many other cars that tried to mix sportiness with luxury. Besides that, the Alante had other features that made it stand out. It had power-adjustable leather seats, automatic climate control, and a Delco Symphony sound system. These details made it feel special while still giving strong performance numbers. Even though it weighed a lot and drove with front-wheel power, the 1993 Alante still managed solid speed. The Northstar V8 changed the car into something much faster than earlier versions. It might not be the first car people think of when talking about muscle cars, but with its strong engine and fast times, the 1993 Cadillac Alante Northstar V8 earned its spot on the list. Number 12, 1995, Chevrolet Camaro ZEED 28. The 1995 Chevrolet Camaro ZEED 28 brought solid performance right out of the factory. It came with a 350 cubic inch LT1 V8 engine that made 275 horsepower. With a 6-speed manual transmission, it could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.3 seconds. That kind of acceleration was quick for its time and put it right in the middle of the muscle car scene during the 1990s. Moving forward, its quarter-mile time was also competitive. The Camaro Z28 could run the quarter mile in 14.5 seconds, which made it one of the quicker street cars available back then. Even though other cars in later years got faster, this Z28 still held its own, especially with a strong engine and a well-balanced chassis. Equally important, the car was not only about speed in a straight line, it handled a muscle car very well. The Norquest family took that part to a higher level by building the Z28 into a dual-purpose machine. It was designed to run both drag races and road courses. That meant the car could handle sharp turns and still pull strong times on the drag strip. In addition, the engine was heavily upgraded later. With special cylinder heads, stronger pistons, a powerful camshaft, and nitrous oxide, the car reached 760 horsepower without nitrous and over 1,000 horsepower with it. That much power made the Camaro Z28 more than just a fast street car. It became a track monster. What also helped the car perform well were its custom setups for both drag racing and road racing. It had 2 different rear ends, adjustable shocks, strong suspension parts, and even 2 types of brakes depending on what event it was going to. This made it easy to switch between racing styles with just a few changes. Finally, the Camaro's looks and comfort were not forgotten. It had power seats, tinted glass, air conditioning, alloy wheels, and remote entry. These made it a street car with real muscle under the hood. The 1995 Chevrolet Camaro Z28 may not have been the fastest from the start, but with smart upgrades and careful planning, it turned into a true quarter-mile warrior. Number 11, 1992, Ford Mustang GT. Right from the start, the 1992 Ford Mustang GT brought strong performance for its time. It came with a 302 cubic inch V8 engine, which was factory rated at 225 horsepower and 300 pound-feet of torque. This power went straight to the rear wheels through a 5-speed manual transmission and a limited slip differential, helping the car launch with solid traction. To put numbers on its speed, the Mustang GT could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.8 seconds. That made it a quick car for the early 90s, especially for something that could be driven daily. It wasn't just about top speed. It was the kind of muscle car that gave drivers strong pull in the low and mid-range, where it really mattered on the street. Another important detail is the quarter-mile time. This Mustang ran the quarter mile in 15.3 seconds. While that might not break records today, it was very respectable for a car over 30 years ago. With a solid 5-speed manual and rear-wheel drive setup, it delivered a fun and fast experience at the drag strip without needing any major upgrades. In terms of control, the car had the right hardware to stay planted. It featured a handling suspension package, which included variable rate springs and a quadra-shock rear suspension system. These parts worked together to keep the rear wheels down and help manage body roll, whether on a curvy road or a straight track. Besides the speed and grip, comfort and features were part of the mix. Inside, the Mustang GT had front sport seats, air conditioning, cruise control, and a premium sound system with a cassette stereo. The driver's seat even came with 4-way power adjustment, which made long drives or short races more enjoyable. Lastly, even though this Mustang GT had some old-school elements like rear drum brakes, it made up for it with power-assisted front discs and good balance. The 1992 Ford Mustang GT may not be the fastest ever, but it was built for real driving fun and straight-line strength, giving drivers a true muscle car feeling on the quarter mile. Number 10, 1991 GMC Cyclone. The 1991 GMC Cyclone was unlike anything people expected from a pickup truck. Even though it looked small and simple, it came packed with serious performance parts. The heart of the Cyclone was a 262 cubic inch turbocharged V6 engine that made 280 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque. That much power in a compact truck was a game changer. Surprisingly, it didn't just rely on raw engine power. The Cyclone used all-wheel drive to make sure every bit of that torque was sent to the ground. This meant no spinning tires, just quick, clean launches. The result was a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of under 5 seconds, which made it quicker off the line than most sports cars back in the early 1990s. That speed made the Cyclone one of the fastest vehicles of its time. Equally important, the quarter-mile performance was shocking for a truck. The Cyclone could complete the quarter mile in just 13.4 seconds. That time placed it ahead of many traditional muscle cars, including those with bigger V8 engines. GMC made sure this truck was more than just fast in a straight line. It handled well, too. In terms of suspension, the Cyclone had a specially tuned sport suspension that was lower than the regular Sonoma truck. It came with Bilstein gas shocks and big tires on aluminum wheels for better grip. The brakes included a 4-wheel anti-lock system, which was rare for trucks at that time. Even though the rear brakes were drums, the system helped keep the truck under control during hard stops. Not only did the Cyclone perform like a race car, but it also looked the part. It came only in black with red Cyclone badges, matte black trim, and a sleek tonneau cover on the back. Inside, it had bucket seats, a leather-wrapped steering wheel, air conditioning, and a turbo boost gauge to show just how much power was being used. In the end, the 1991 GMC Cyclone was more than just a fast truck. It was a serious muscle machine that could shock anyone on the drag strip with its unbelievable quarter-mile time. Number 9, 1996 Chevrolet Impala SS LT1. The 1996 Chevrolet Impala SS stood out with its mix of muscle and size. It came with a 350 cubic inch LT1 V8 engine that made 300 horsepower and 330 pound-feet of torque. This gave it the strength to go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 7 seconds, which was quick for such a large sedan with 4 doors. Next, the Impala SS could cover the quarter mile in the low 15-second range straight from the factory. That number made it one of the quicker full-size cars of its time. Rear-wheel drive and a limited slip differential helped put power to the ground, giving it real muscle car performance in a more refined and comfortable package. Over time, this car became the base for one of the most powerful street-legal builds ever. The stock engine was replaced with a 409 cubic inch V8, custom-built for high boost. Twin turbochargers pushed over 25 pounds per square inch of boost into the engine, which helped it make more than 1,200 horsepower. That completely changed the speed and strength of the car. Meanwhile, to handle all that power, the chassis had to be reworked. The rear frame was rebuilt using racing parts, and an 8-point roll cage was installed for safety. Massive rear tires measuring 21.5 inches wide gave it the grip to launch hard and fast, turning a luxury cruiser into a drag strip machine. Also, the car's interior was rebuilt with racing seats, custom gauges, and a special shifter for better control. Suspension upgrades from Air Ride Technologies allowed the car to sit lower or rise up as needed. Its exterior featured glossy black paint, wide wheels, and a more aggressive stance, making sure it looked as strong as it drove. In the end, this 1996 Chevrolet Impala SS transformed into a beast that could run the quarter mile in 8 seconds, with hopes of hitting 7 seconds in the future. That mix of high speed, extreme horsepower, and classic muscle design made it one of the fastest muscle cars ever built for the quarter mile. Number 8. 1993 Dodge Viper RT/10. The 1993 Dodge Viper RT/10 is one of the most iconic muscle cars, especially when it comes to its performance over the quarter mile. This car is known for its raw power, which makes it a beast on the track. The Viper's engine is a massive 10-cylinder V10 that delivers an astonishing 488 cubic inches of pure muscle. This immense engine power allows the car to go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.3 seconds, which is incredibly fast for a muscle car from the early 90s. Moreover, the Viper's acceleration is not the only thing that impresses. It also dominates the quarter mile. In just 12.8 seconds, it crosses the finish line at 109 miles per hour. This impressive feat is a result of not only the car's engine, but also the excellent engineering behind it. The combination of speed and power makes the Viper stand out in the world of muscle cars, where performance is key. Additionally, the Viper's handling plays a crucial role in its success. The car's 6-speed shifter snaps into gear with precision, and its steering is incredibly responsive, providing a level of feedback that few modern cars can match. While the brake feel may not be as advanced as some modern systems, the car's braking power is more than sufficient to slow it down from high speeds quickly, ensuring that the car remains in control during intense driving. Despite its rough and ready appearance and some design quirks, like a dashboard that seems more at home in a toy car, the Viper RT/10 is built to deliver. Its unique features, like the side exhaust pipes that produce a deep rumbling sound, add to the excitement when driving. The experience of driving the Viper is one of pure mechanical joy. This car shows that sometimes the simplest designs, with less emphasis on luxury and more on performance, can result in a truly outstanding machine. In conclusion, the 1993 Dodge Viper RT/10 is not just fast in a straight line. It's a true muscle car, capable of incredible acceleration, a stunning quarter-mile time, and an unforgettable driving experience. With its impressive performance stats and thrilling power, the Viper is an unforgettable piece of automotive history. Number 7, 1992. Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 LT5. The 1992 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1, powered by the remarkable 350 cubic inch LT5 V8 engine, was a standout muscle car of its time, offering incredible performance. This engine was co-developed by General Motors and Lotus, and it produces 375 horsepower and 370 pound-feet of torque, which makes it one of the most powerful Corvettes ever made. Thanks to this power, the ZR1 could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.4 seconds, which was incredibly fast for a car from the early 90s. Moreover, the ZR1 shines when it comes to its quarter-mile performance. It could complete the quarter mile in just 12.7 seconds, reaching a top speed of over 180 miles per hour. This makes it one of the fastest muscle cars of its era, especially when you consider the cutting-edge engineering that went into its design. The car's lightweight aluminum structure, combined with the power of the LT5 engine, allowed it to achieve these impressive times. Additionally, the car's performance isn't just about speed, it's about handling too. The ZR1 was equipped with a special suspension system designed by Bilstein and Lotus. The system had 3 driving modes: touring, sport, and performance, and could adjust the car's damping settings depending on the mode. This allowed the car to maintain stability and comfort, even while pushing its limits on the track. It also had high-performance tires and upgraded braking systems to ensure that it could handle the power without losing control. In conclusion, the 1992 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 is an exceptional muscle car that combines incredible speed and precision handling. Its innovative suspension and braking systems make it a well-rounded car that is both fast and stable. This car remains a legend in the world of muscle cars for its outstanding performance. Number 6. 1995 Ford Mustang SVT Cobra R. The 1995 Ford Mustang SVT Cobra R is a unique muscle car designed for speed and performance, especially on the track. Powered by a 351 cubic inch V8 engine, this car produces 300 horsepower and 365 pound-feet of torque. It takes just 5.4 seconds for the Cobra R to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour, showing off its impressive speed right out of the gate. This makes it one of the quickest muscle cars of its time, with the ability to leave many competitors behind. In addition to its rapid acceleration, the Cobra R shines in its quarter-mile performance. When tested, it completed the quarter mile in 14 seconds at 99 miles per hour. While it was slightly behind the Camaro Z28 in top speed, which hits 101 miles per hour in the same distance, the Cobra R's performance still puts it in an elite category for its era. The car is built to be fast and responsive, and its performance in both straight-line speed and handling showcases its engineering. Moving on, the Cobra R's engine is based on the F-150 Lightning Sport Truck's 351 cubic inch V8, but with several upgrades. These modifications help the car reach peak power and acceleration while maintaining stability at high speeds. The Mustang's top speed is 151 miles per hour, which further proves its track-ready capability. The car is designed with a focus on performance, making it ideal for competitive racing while still being street legal. Finally, the Cobra R's suspension and braking systems are designed to support its incredible performance. With high spring rates and adjustable dampers, the car offers a smooth ride at high speeds. The Cobra R's performance is a result of meticulous engineering, allowing it to handle like a true race car while still being available to a select group of buyers. With its quick acceleration and competitive quarter-mile times, the Ford Mustang SVT Cobra R stands as one of the fastest muscle cars in history. Number 5. 1994 Chevrolet Camaro Z28 LT1. The 1994 Chevrolet Camaro Z28, equipped with the LT1 engine, offers impressive acceleration and performance. Powered by a 350 cubic inch V8, it delivers 275 horsepower and 345 pound-feet of torque. This allows the Camaro Z28 to reach 60 miles per hour from a standstill in just 5.4 seconds, showing its ability to quickly take off when the pedal hits the floor. Additionally, the Camaro Z28 shines in the quarter-mile race. It completes the quarter mile in 14.1 seconds, reaching a speed of 101 miles per hour. While this is slightly faster than some of its competitors, the Z28 is still competitive, proving its strength on both the street and track. Its high top speed of 156 miles per hour further adds to the car's capability, allowing it to maintain strong speeds over longer distances. The Camaro Z28 is also built with a solid suspension system that helps the car maintain good control during high-speed maneuvers. Its four-wheel disc brakes and anti-lock braking system, ABS, help it stop quickly, ensuring the car can perform well not only at speed, but also safely. The car's suspension setup allows it to handle both smooth and rough roads, making it versatile for various driving conditions, although it works best on smoother surfaces. In terms of handling, the Z28 feels sharp and responsive, offering quick reactions to steering input. Its lower center of gravity enhances its cornering abilities, allowing it to stay stable even at high speeds. Despite its performance-oriented design, the Camaro still provides a comfortable ride for everyday driving. Lastly, the Z28 is available at a reasonable price compared to its competitors, offering great value for anyone looking for muscle car power. With its impressive speed, solid handling, and overall performance, the Chevrolet Camaro Z28 is a standout in the muscle car world. Number 4, 1997 Chevrolet Corvette C5. The 1997 Chevrolet Corvette C5 is built for speed, showing off its impressive performance right from the start. The Corvette's new structure, made from a mix of lightweight materials, makes it more rigid and solid than its predecessors. With this, the car's handling is improved, allowing for a smooth, controlled ride while still providing mind-blowing acceleration. This car can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.9 seconds, which is quite fast for a muscle car. When it comes to the quarter mile, the C5 Corvette doesn't disappoint. It covers the distance in 13.4 seconds, reaching speeds of 108 miles per hour. This strong performance is thanks to its powerful LS1 engine, which features a lightweight aluminum block and advanced engineering that helps it maintain speed and control during acceleration. These improvements in both the engine and structure make the C5 a standout in terms of muscle car speed. Despite the Corvette's high performance, it's not just about raw speed. Chevrolet's team also focused on making the C5 more comfortable and practical. With an all-new suspension design, the C5 absorbs road imperfections better than previous models, making it a smooth ride on different surfaces. Even at high speeds, the Corvette stays glued to the road, providing a balance of speed and comfort that's hard to find in other muscle cars. On top of that, the Corvette C5 has a top speed of 172 miles per hour, with some test drivers even reaching 175 miles per hour on certain tracks. This makes it one of the fastest Corvettes of its time, rivaling other muscle cars with higher speeds, but keeping its driving experience both accessible and exciting. The C5's balance of speed, handling, and practicality make it a prime example of what a modern muscle car can achieve. Number 3, 1993 Ford Mustang SVT Cobra R. The 1993 Ford Mustang SVT Cobra R stands out for its impressive performance, making it one of the fastest muscle cars of its time. Equipped with a 305 cubic inch V8 engine, it delivers a potent 235 horsepower, which is a significant increase over regular Mustangs. Despite this, many believe Ford's horsepower rating is conservative, and in reality, the Cobra R likely produced closer to 255 horsepower. This powerful engine allows the car to reach 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.7 seconds, which was fast for the 1990s. As for its quarter-mile time, the Mustang SVT Cobra R is no slouch. It covers the distance in 14.3 seconds at speeds of around 97 miles per hour. This combination of speed and handling is thanks to the car's race-ready design, which includes a variety of upgrades that make it a serious contender on both the street and the track. The Cobra R's suspension features Koni adjustable shocks and struts, beefier sway bars, and chassis stiffening, which all contribute to its superior handling and stability at high speeds. The Cobra R also boasts upgraded brakes, with 4-wheel disc brakes and vented rotors, giving it the stopping power needed for such high performance. The front rotors measure 13 inches, while the rear rotors are 10.5 inches. These large brakes are paired with 17-inch cast aluminum wheels, which provide a solid grip on the road, ensuring the car maintains control at high speeds. Inside the Cobra R, Ford kept things simple and lightweight. The interior lacks many of the features found in regular Mustangs, such as air conditioning, power windows, or a stereo system. Instead, the car focuses on performance, with lighter bucket seats and a stripped-down design that reduces weight. This attention to detail in both performance and weight reduction helps the Cobra R achieve its impressive speed on the road and track. Number 2, 1999 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am WS6. The 1999 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am WS6 is a true powerhouse when it comes to muscle car performance. Under the hood, it's powered by a 350 cubic inch V8 engine that delivers an impressive amount of horsepower and torque. With a 6-speed manual transmission, it's designed for driving enthusiasts who want to feel in control. This muscle car can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.6 seconds, which is remarkably fast for a car of its time. Moving on to its quarter-mile performance, the Trans Am WS6 excels in this area as well. It completes the quarter-mile drag in 13.9 seconds, a solid time for a car from the late 90s. This speed is achieved thanks to the car's advanced suspension system and powerful engine. The suspension includes the WS6 Ram Air Performance and Handling package, which enhances the car's cornering abilities and provides a smooth, controlled ride at high speeds. The car also features functional hood scoops and ram air induction, which help the engine breathe better and perform at its best. This makes the car not only faster, but also more efficient, ensuring that it gets the most out of every bit of power. The T-top roof panels add a touch of fun and freedom, allowing drivers to enjoy the open air while still having a performance-oriented ride. The handling is further improved by the custom fabricated exhaust system and the performance brakes, which help the car stop quickly when needed. The Trans Am WS6 isn't just about speed, though. It's built for driving enthusiasts who appreciate both power and handling. Its limited slip differential and well-tuned suspension provide excellent grip, especially during fast acceleration and tight cornering. All these features combined make the Pontiac Firebird Trans Am WS6 one of the fastest muscle cars over the quarter mile, offering both speed and handling that few others can match. Number 1, 1996 Dodge Viper GTS. The 1996 Dodge Viper GTS is a muscle car that stands out with its remarkable performance. Powered by a 10-cylinder engine, it has been engineered to deliver exceptional power and speed. With a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of just 4 seconds, this car accelerates as fast as most sports cars from the same era. Its ability to go from 0 to 60 in such a short time is a major reason why it is considered one of the fastest muscle cars over the quarter mile. Additionally, the 1996 Dodge Viper GTS can complete the quarter mile in 12.3 seconds at a speed of 115 miles per hour. This quarter mile time is impressive, especially for a car that was designed for both the street and the track. The combination of the car's powerful engine, lighter weight, and improved suspension makes it a top contender in any drag race. The Viper GTS's power-to-weight ratio is optimized by using lightweight materials and a more rigid frame, allowing it to perform better than its predecessor, the RT10 Roadster. Moving to its top speed, the Viper GTS can reach an impressive 177 miles per hour, showcasing its capability on both the drag strip and open roads. This speed, along with its quick acceleration, makes it a force to be reckoned with. The Viper GTS's performance is not just about speed, it also handles incredibly well. The addition of an upgraded suspension and new cast aluminum control arms makes it more stable and precise during high-speed maneuvers. These improvements help the car maintain its speed without compromising on control, making it safer and more enjoyable to drive. Furthermore, the Viper GTS is designed to handle well on various surfaces, even in less than ideal conditions. It has a unique driving feel with a touch of understeer at times, which can be easily corrected with the right throttle adjustments. The suspension geometry and softer shock absorbers also contribute to a smoother ride compared to earlier models. While it may not have the refinement of some other cars, The Viper GTS's raw power and distinct driving experience are part of what makes it such a thrilling ride. That's a wrap on the fastest muscle cars of the 1990s. Which one is your favorite? Drop a comment below, give us a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more car content. See you in the next one.
I was just about to close my laptop. I really was. The screen was dimming, my hand was on the mouse, and I had already said goodnight to the room. But then I saw the title one more time. 15 Fastest 1990s Muscle Cars Over the Quarter Mile. A third video. A different narrator. A different list. A different perspective. And I couldn't resist. It was like finding a forgotten chapter in a book I thought I had finished. Like discovering a hidden track on an album I had listened to 1,000 times. So I clicked. And now here I am, hours later, because this video took me on yet another journey. A journey through the numbers and the stories and the memories. A journey through the decade that gave us grunge and hip-hop and the last true muscle cars. Let me tell you about it. Let me walk you through it, every single minute of it. The video starts with a sound, just a sound. The sound of an engine starting. Not a modern engine, not a quiet, refined, civilized engine. A raw engine, a rough idle, a lumpy cam. The sound of something that wants to go. The camera fades in. It's a garage. A messy garage. Tools everywhere. Oil stains on the floor. A car on jack stands. An engine on a hoist. A man is underneath the car. He slides out. He's young. Maybe 30. Maybe 35. He has grease on his face and a smile that won't quit. He says, "This is my project. A 1996 muscle car. It's been in my family since new. My uncle bought it. He drove it hard. He loved it. He raced it. He won trophies. And then he parked it. 10 years ago. He said he was too old. He said it was too loud. He said it was too raw. But I'm not too old. And it's not too loud. And it's not too raw. It's perfect. And I'm going to make it faster. Faster than it ever was. Faster than my uncle ever dreamed. Because that's what these cars are for. Not for sitting, for driving, for racing, for living. I felt that in my chest because that's the spirit of muscle cars. Not preservation, not restoration, not trailer queens. Driving, racing, living. Using the car for what it was built for. Not letting it rot. Not letting it sit, not letting it become a museum piece, taking it out on the road and letting it eat. That's what the uncle did. That's what the nephew is going to do. That's what the 90s muscle cars were built for. The video cuts to a drag strip, the same drag strip from the first video. The Christmas tree, the lights, the staging lanes, the smell of burning rubber. But this time, it's night. The lights are bright, the air is cool. The man from the garage is now at the track. He's standing next to a different car. A car that is clean. A car that is ready. A car that is about to run. He says, "This is my friend's car. It's a 1998 model. V8. 6-speed manual. Rear-wheel drive. It's bone stock. Completely original. Nothing changed. Nothing modified. And it runs the quarter mile in the high 13s. High 13s from the factory. With a full tank of gas, with a full interior, with a spare tire, with a jack, with everything. That's what these cars could do. That's what the magazines didn't tell you. That's what the legends don't mention. The 90s cars were fast, really fast. And you don't have to take my word for it. You can watch. Watch this." He steps back. The car rolls to the staging lanes. The lights come down. The engine revs. The tires spin. The car launches. It screams down the track. 14 seconds later, it's at the finish line. The scoreboard lights up. 13.8 seconds. 103 miles per hour. He pumps his fist. He says, 13.8. Bone stock. On street tires. On a hot night. That's the truth. That's the reality. That's the 90s. I watched the replay. The car launched hard. The tires hooked. The engine screamed. It was beautiful. It was raw. It was fast. And it was bone stock. Nothing added. Nothing changed. Just a car from the factory, doing what it was built to do. Running the quarter mile. Proving the numbers. silencing the skeptics. The video cuts to the first car of this new list. It's a coupe, dark green, tan interior. It looks elegant, refined, the kind of car you would expect to see at a country club. The man says, "This car is a sleeper. It doesn't look fast, it doesn't sound fast, it doesn't feel fast, but it is. It has a V8, a small V8, 4.6 liters, but it has overhead cams, 4 valves per cylinder, variable valve timing. It's a modern engine, a sophisticated engine, and it makes over 300 horsepower. 300 in a car that looks like a luxury coupe. And it can run the quarter mile in the low 14s. Low 14s from a luxury car, from a car that has leather seats and a premium sound system and a smooth ride. That's the magic of 90s engineering. You didn't have to sacrifice comfort for speed. You could have both. You could have everything. I looked at the car on the screen. It was so elegant, so refined, so civilized, and underneath the hood, hidden like a secret, was a modern V8 with variable valve timing and overhead cams and 4 valves per cylinder. Technology that would have been impossible just a few years earlier. Technology that made power and efficiency and reliability all at the same time. That was the 90s. That was the future. The man says, the 90s were a time of technological revolution. Fuel injection became universal. Electronic engine management became standard. Variable valve timing appeared. Superchargers and turbochargers became reliable. And all of that technology was put into muscle cars. Into cars that were supposed to be simple, supposed to be crude, supposed to be old school. But they weren't. They were modern. They were sophisticated. They were fast. And they were reliable. You could drive them every day. You could race them on the weekend. You could do both without compromise. That was the 90s. The video cuts to the second car. It's a coupe, bright red, big tires, a spoiler on the back. It looks fast. It looks like it's going fast even when it's parked. The man says, this car is the opposite of the first car. It's not elegant. It's not refined. It's not civilized. It's raw. It's loud. It's aggressive. It has a V8, a big V8, 5.7 liters, push rods, 2 valves per cylinder, old school technology, but it's tuned for power. It has a better camshaft, better cylinder heads, better exhaust, better everything, and it makes over 300 horsepower. 300 from a pushrod V8. That's impressive. That's the last hurrah of the old school, the final evolution of the small block Chevy. And it can run the quarter mile in the mid-13s all day long with a manual transmission, with a limited slip differential, with a suspension that is stiff and a ride that is harsh and a sound that is glorious. This is a muscle car, pure and simple, no apologies, no compromises, just speed. I remembered that car. I remembered the sound, the lumpy idle, the roar at full throttle, the way it shook at stoplights, the way it demanded attention. That was the old school. That was the 60s and 70s brought into the 90s. That was the bridge between the generations, and it was beautiful. The man says, the pushrod V8 was dying. The overhead cam engines were more efficient, more powerful, more modern. But there was something about the pushrod V8, something about the simplicity, something about the sound, something about the torque, something about the way it delivered power. It was visceral, it was emotional, it was muscle. And the 90s gave it one last chance, one last hurrah, one last generation of cars that would be remembered forever. The video cuts to the third car. It's a coupe, sleek, low, pop-up headlights. It looks like a spaceship. The man says, this car had a V6, a twin-turbo V6, twin turbos from the factory. In the early 90s, that was unheard of. That was exotic. That was the kind of technology you expected to find in a Ferrari or a Porsche, not in an American coupe. But they put it in this car, and the result was a quarter-mile monster. It could run the low 14s from a V6, from a car that weighed less than 3,500 pounds. And it was reliable. It was durable. It was a daily driver. You could take it to the track on Saturday and drive it to work on Monday. That was the magic of the twin-turbo V6. Power and reliability. Speed and durability. Fun and practicality. I thought about that car. I remembered the commercials, the hype, the excitement, the way it was supposed to change everything. And it did. It changed the way people thought about American cars. It showed that America could build a car that was sophisticated and powerful and reliable. It showed that America could compete with the best from Europe and Japan. It was a statement, a declaration, a warning. The 90s had arrived. The man says the twin-turbo V6 was a game-changer. It proved that you didn't need a V8 to go fast. You didn't need 8 cylinders. You didn't need 5 liters. You could make power with 6 cylinders and 2 turbos. You could make power with technology instead of displacement. And that was the future. That was the path forward. That was the 90s. The video continues. Car after car. A coupe with a manual transmission and a limited slip differential. A coupe with a lightweight body and a powerful V8. A coupe with a supercharger that whined like a jet engine. A coupe with a name that everyone knows and a reputation that is legendary. A coupe that was designed for the track but was driven on the street. A coupe that was built in limited numbers and is now incredibly rare. A coupe that was the last of its kind. A coupe that was the fastest of its era. A coupe that was overlooked when it was new, but is now a collector's item. And with each car, the man told a story. A story about the engineers who designed it, the workers who built it, the racers who drove it, the owners who loved it, the people who kept the dream alive. He says, these cars are not just metal and plastic and rubber and glass. They are time machines. They take us back to a different era. An era when gas was cheap, when the internet was new, when cell phones were bricks, when music came on CDs, when movies came on VHS, when you had to be there to see it, when you had to read the magazine to know the numbers, when you had to go to the track to see the speed. That era is gone, but these cars remain. And they remind us. They remind us of who we were, of what we loved, of what we dreamed. He pauses. He looks at the camera. His eyes are wet. He doesn't wipe them. He says, the next time you see an old 90s muscle car, something that looks fast, something that sounds fast, something that you remember from your youth, don't just walk past it. Don't just nod and keep walking. Stop. Look at it. Really look at it. See the lines. Hear the idle. Smell the exhaust. Remember what it was like to be young, to be carefree, to be hungry for speed, because those days are gone. But the cars are still here, and they're waiting. Waiting for someone to drive them. Waiting for someone to race them. Waiting for someone to remember. He smiles. The video ends. The screen goes dark. And I'm just sitting here, in the dark. My living room, my blanket, my cold tea, my tired eyes, thinking about the 90s, about the cars I grew up with, about the quarter-mile times I never knew, about the uncle who parked his car and the nephew who is bringing it back to life, about the friend with the bone stock coupe that ran 13.8, about the man with the luxury sleeper that looked like a country club car but drove like a rocket, about the twin-turbo V6 that changed everything, about the pushrod V8 that had one last hurrah. I think about the sound of a lumpy cam, the way it shakes the car, the way it rattles your teeth, the way it announces itself from a block away. That sound is disappearing. It's being replaced by the whine of electric motors, the silence of hybrids, the smoothness of modern engines. And I'll miss it. I'll miss the rawness, the imperfection, the personality. I think about the look of pop-up headlights, the way they flip up with a mechanical whir, The way they make a car look like it's waking up, like it's opening its eyes. That look is gone, regulated out of existence, and they were beautiful. I think about the manual transmission, the clutch pedal, the shifter, the art of heel-toe downshifting, the satisfaction of a perfect rev match. That skill is dying. Automatic transmissions are faster, more efficient, more convenient. But they're not as fun. They're not as engaging. They're not as connected. The 90s had manuals, lots of manuals, and the people who drove them knew something that automatic drivers will never know. The feeling of being one with the machine, the feeling of being in control, the feeling of being alive. That's the video. That's the commentary. That's what I've been sitting with for the past however long. 30 minutes, maybe more. I lost track. Because this video made me think about things I hadn't thought about in years. About the 90s, about muscle cars, about the quarter mile, about the cars I loved and the cars I never owned, about the uncle and the nephew and the friend and the man with the luxury sleeper, about the sounds and the smells and the feelings, about the memories and the dreams and the hope. And now I think I'll go to bed, but I won't sleep, not right away. I'll lie there, staring at the ceiling, thinking about those cars, about the twin-turbo V6 and the supercharged V8 and the pushrod V8, about the manual transmissions and the pop-up headlights and the lumpy cams, about the quarter-mile times and the magazine tests and the stoplight drags, about the engineers who designed them, the workers who built them, the racers who drove them, the owners who loved them, the nephews who will bring them back to life. And maybe, just maybe, I'll start looking at the old 90s cars in my neighborhood, at the forgotten muscle cars in the garages, at the cars that I walked past without noticing. Because you never know. You never know when you're looking at a legend that you grew up with, a legend that you forgot, a legend that is faster than you ever knew. A legend that is waiting for someone to drive it, someone to race it, someone to remember it. Good night. For real this time. No more scrolling, no more videos, just me and the ceiling and the memory of lumpy cams and supercharger whines and the cars that roared, and the hope that somewhere, in a garage or a driveway or a storage unit, there's a 90s muscle car waiting to be rediscovered, waiting to be driven, waiting to run the quarter mile one more time, waiting for someone to care, waiting for someone to remember, waiting for someone to keep the dream alive. I was just about to close my laptop. I really was. The screen was dimming, my hand was on the mouse, and I had already said good night to the room for the 4th time. But then I saw the title again. 15 Fastest 1990s Muscle Cars Over the Quarter Mile. A 4th video. A different narrator. A different garage. A different collection of cars. And I couldn't help myself. It was like a rabbit hole I kept falling into, and every time I thought I had reached the bottom, there was another level. So I clicked. And now here I am, hours later, because this video took me on the deepest journey yet. A journey not just through the cars, but through the soul of the decade. Through the people who built them, the people who drove them, and the people who are keeping them alive against all odds. Let me tell you about it. Let me walk you through it. Every single minute of it. The video starts in a driveway. Not a garage. A driveway. Suburban. Middle America. A 2-story house with vinyl siding and a basketball hoop over the garage door. There's a car in the driveway. It's covered in snow. Winter snow. The kind of snow that stays on the ground for months. The car has been sitting there, under that snow for a long time. You can tell. The snow is packed hard. The windows are frosted. The tires are buried. A man walks out of the house. He's older. 50s, maybe early 60s. He's wearing a heavy coat and boots. He carries a broom. He starts brushing the snow off the car. Slowly, carefully, like he's waking a sleeping animal. He says, "This car has been in my family since 1997. My wife bought it new. She loved it. She drove it every day. She took the kids to school in it. She went to the grocery store in it. She drove it to work. And then she got sick. and she couldn't drive anymore, and the car just sat, for 5 years, under this snow, waiting. She passed away last spring, and now it's just me and the car, and I can't let it sit anymore. She wouldn't want that. She loved this car. She loved the way it sounded, the way it felt, the way it made her feel alive. So I'm going to fix it. I'm going to get it running, and I'm going to drive it, for her, in her memory, because that's what she would have wanted. I wiped my eyes. I didn't even know I was crying, but there were tears on my face, because this wasn't just about a car. This was about love, about loss, about memory, about keeping someone alive by keeping their car alive, about the things we inherit and the things we choose to carry forward. This man was not a collector. He was not a racer. He was not a gearhead. He was a husband, and he was going to bring his wife's car back to life because it was a part of her. And that is the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. The video cuts to a workshop. Not a fancy workshop. A home workshop. A garage with a workbench and pegboards and a heater in the corner. The car is there now, up on jack stands. The snow melted. The dust brushed off. It's a coupe, red, a spoiler on the back, big exhaust tips. It looks fast. The man is underneath it, turning a wrench. He slides out. He has grease on his hands and tears in his eyes. He says, "I'm not a mechanic. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm learning. I'm watching videos. I'm reading forums. I'm asking questions, because I have to, because this car matters, because she mattered, and I'm not going to let her car die. I'm not going to let it be forgotten. I'm not going to let it sit in the snow anymore. This car is going to run again. It's going to roar again. It's going to make me smile again. And every time I drive it, I'm going to think of her." That's everything. I thought about that. About learning to do something you don't know how to do because it matters. About the power of love to teach us things we never thought we could learn. About the way grief can become action. About the way memory can become motion. This man was not just fixing a car. He was healing. He was honoring. He was loving. The video cuts to the first car of this new list. It's a coupe, black, mean, low. The man from the driveway is now standing next to it, but this isn't his car. This is a different car, a car on a lift in a different garage. A younger man is with him, a friend, a helper. The older man says, "This car is a 1993 model, V8, 5-speed manual, rear-wheel drive. It's the same as my wife's car, but different. This one has been modified. It has a bigger camshaft, better cylinder heads, a better exhaust. It makes over 400 horsepower, 400, and it runs the quarter mile in the mid-12 seconds. Mid-12. That's fast. That's really fast. That's the kind of speed that pins you to the seat and makes you giggle like a child. And I want to get my wife's car to that level. Not because I need to go fast, because I want to honor her, because I want to build something, because I want to create a legacy." The younger man nods. He says, "We can do it. It's not easy. It's not cheap, but we can do it, together, one part at a time, one bolt at a time, one tune at a time. We'll get there, and when we do, we'll take it to the track, and we'll run the quarter mile, and we'll think of her." I felt that. In my chest. The power of friendship. The power of community. The power of a shared goal. These two men, bound by a car and a memory and a dream, building something together. Creating something that didn't exist before. That's the magic of muscle cars. That's the magic of the 90s. That's the magic of being human. The video cuts to the second car. It's a coupe, white, clean, stock. The man says, "This car is a 1996 model. It's completely original. Nothing changed. Nothing modified. It has a V6, a naturally aspirated V6. No turbo, no supercharger. Just 6 cylinders and a manual transmission. And it's fast. It runs the quarter mile in the low 15s. Low 15s. From a V6. From a car that looks like a rental. That's the magic of the 90s. Even the base models were quick. Even the 6 cylinders could move. Even the cars that nobody wanted were faster than most of the cars from the 70s and 80s. That's how far technology had come. That's how good the engineers had become. I looked at the white coupe. It was so ordinary, so unassuming, so forgettable, and it could run the quarter mile in the low 15s. That was faster than a lot of the muscle cars from the 60s. That was faster than a lot of the cars that people revere. And nobody knew. Nobody suspected. Because it looked like nothing. Because it was a V6. Because it was a base model. But the numbers don't lie. The quarter mile doesn't care about your reputation. It only cares about speed. The man says the 90s were the era of the underdog, the V6 cars, the base models, the cars that didn't get the headlines, the cars that didn't get the magazine covers, the cars that didn't get the respect. But they were fast, they were fun, they were affordable, and they were everywhere. You could buy one for a few $1,000s. You could drive it every day. You could take it to the track on the weekend. You could learn to drive. You could learn to race. You could learn to love cars. That's what these V6 cars did. They created a generation of enthusiasts. They created a generation of racers. They created a generation of people who would go on to buy the V8s, to modify them, to race them, to love them. The V6 cars were the gateway, the entry point, the beginning. The video cuts to the third car. It's a coupe, blue, stripes, big wheels. It looks aggressive. It looks like it's ready for a fight. The man says, this car is a 1998 model. It has a V8, a 4.6-liter, modular engine, overhead cams, 4 valves per cylinder, and it has a supercharger, a factory supercharger. It makes over 350 horsepower, 350, and it runs the quarter mile in the low 13s. Low 13s. That's the kind of speed that used to be reserved for supercars. And it comes with a warranty, with air conditioning, with power windows, with a CD player, with leather seats, with a smooth ride. That's the 90s. That's the peak. That's the best of both worlds. Speed and comfort, power and luxury, performance and reliability. I remembered that blue coupe. I remembered seeing one at a car show when I was a teenager. I remembered the way the supercharger whined, the way the paint sparkled under the lights, the way the crowd gathered around it. It was a celebrity, a star, a legend. And it was just a car that you could buy from a dealer, a car that you could drive home, a car that you could park in your driveway. That's what made the 90s special. The legends were attainable, the heroes were affordable, the dreams were within reach. The man says, the supercharger whine is a sound that stays with you. It's not like a turbo. It's not like a V8 rumble. It's something else. It's a high-pitched scream, a mechanical song, a warning to everyone around you that this car is not ordinary. This car is special. This car is fast. And when you hear it, when you hear that whine, you know that something good is about to happen. You know that you're about to be pushed back in your seat. You know that you're about to smile. That's the magic of the supercharger. That's the magic of the 90s. The video continues. Car after car. A coupe with a lightweight body and a powerful V8. A coupe with a manual transmission and a limited slip differential. A coupe with a name that everyone knows and a reputation that is legendary. A coupe that was designed for the track but was driven on the street. A coupe that was built in limited numbers and is now incredibly rare. A coupe that was the last of its kind. A coupe that was the fastest of its era. A coupe that was overlooked when it was new, but is now a collector's item. A coupe that was loved by its owner and is now being restored by her husband. And with each car, the man told a story. A story about the engineers who designed it, the workers who built it, the racers who drove it, the owners who loved it, the people who kept the dream alive. He says, these cars are more than just machines. They're more than just transportation. They're more than just investments. They're memories. They're connections. They're love. They're the car that your wife drove, the car that your father raced, the car that your uncle parked, the car that your friend modified, the car that you learned to drive in, the car that you took to prom, The car that you drove across the country. The car that you stayed up all night fixing. The car that made you smile. The car that made you cry. The car that made you who you are. He pauses. He looks at the camera. His eyes are wet. He doesn't wipe them. He says, the next time you see an old 90s muscle car, something that looks fast, something that sounds fast, something that you remember from your youth, don't just walk past it. Don't just nod and keep walking. Stop. Look at it. Really look at it. See the lines. Hear the idle. Smell the exhaust. Remember what it was like to be young, to be carefree, to be hungry for speed. And remember the people who loved these cars, the people who drove them, the people who kept them alive. The wives and the husbands and the fathers and the mothers and the sons and the daughters. The people who poured their hearts into these machines. Because that's what makes them special. That's what makes them legends. That's what makes them worth remembering. He smiles. The video ends. The screen goes dark. And I'm just sitting here, in the dark. My living room, my blanket, my cold tea, my tired eyes, my wet cheeks, thinking about the 90s, about the cars I grew up with, about the quarter-mile times I never knew, about the husband who lost his wife and is bringing her car back to life, about the friend who is helping him, about the V6 cars that were the gateway, about the supercharger wine that stays with you, about the memories and the dreams and the love. I think about the red coupe under the snow, the one that sat for 5 years, the one that is now on jack stands in a garage, the one that is being fixed by a man who doesn't know what he's doing, but is learning because he has to. That car is going to run again. It's going to roar again. It's going to make him smile again. And every time he drives it, he's going to think of her. And that's beautiful. That's everything. I think about the white V6 coupe, the base model, the rental, the car that nobody wanted, but it was fast. Faster than the legends of the 60s. Faster than the cars that people worship. And it created a generation of enthusiasts. It was the gateway, the entry point, the beginning. And without it, the 90s muscle car era would not have been the same. I think about the blue supercharged coupe, the one with the wine, the one that turned heads, the one that was a celebrity. It was attainable, affordable, within reach. You could buy one from a dealer and drive it home and park it in your driveway. That's what made the 90s special. The legends were not just on posters. They were in driveways. They were everywhere. That's the video. That's the commentary. That's what I've been sitting with for the past however long. 30 minutes? Maybe more. I lost track. Because this video made me think about things I hadn't thought about in years. About the 90s. About muscle cars. About the quarter mile. About the cars I loved and the cars I never owned. About the husband and the wife and the friend and the mechanic. About the snow and the garage and the jack stands. About the memories and the dreams and the love. And now I think I'll go to bed. But I won't sleep. Not right away. I'll lie there, staring at the ceiling, thinking about those cars, about the red coupe under the snow, and the white V6 that nobody wanted, and the blue supercharged legend, about the husbands and wives, and fathers and mothers, and sons and daughters, about the people who poured their hearts into these machines, about the people who kept them alive, about the people who are keeping them alive still. And maybe, just maybe, I'll start looking at the old 90s cars in my neighborhood, at the forgotten muscle cars in the garages, at the cars that I walked past without noticing. Because you never know. You never know when you're looking at a story of love and loss and memory and hope. A story of a husband fixing his wife's car because he can't let her go. A story of a V6 that created a generation. A story of a supercharger that whined like a jet engine. A story of the 90s. A story that you never knew until now. Good night. For real this time. No more scrolling. No more videos. Just me and the ceiling and the memory of snow-covered coupes and supercharger wines and the people who love them. And the hope that somewhere, in a garage or a driveway or a storage unit, there's a 90s muscle car waiting to be rediscovered. Waiting to be driven. Waiting to run the quarter mile one more time. Waiting for someone to care. waiting for someone to love it the way it deserves to be loved.